My cherished child, an unexpected truth surges tonight like a tempest that took you by surprise. I urge you to take a moment to breathe, for what I am about to unveil will turn your entire world upside down. There exists a formidable figure, one whose influence extends far beyond your understanding, and they have discreetly initiated a move against you. However, I implore you to listen closely. This situation does not pertain to physical harm. Rather, it concerns an endeavor to undermine your destiny, to silence your voice, and to diminish the impact you were destined to create. The individual sent to harm you does not wield a weapon. Instead, they carry directives designed to undermine your confidence, derail your progress, and sap your spirit before you ascend further. The only reason this initiative commenced is that your growth has instilled fear in someone who never anticipated you would rise to such heights. But here lies the unexpected turn of events that you were not prepared for. This entire scheme is founded on a falsehood because the powerful individual orchestrating it does not comprehend the force shielding you at this very moment. They believed you were isolated, unguarded, and oblivious to the subtle maneuvers occurring behind the scenes. What they failed to realize is that someone loyal to you intercepted their plan, uncovered the message, and rejected the silence. The message was not meant to be taken literally, it was tactical. Someone was tasked with targeting your mindset, disrupting your peace, diverting your focus, and attempting to break you under pressure. However, as they approached you, something astonishing occurred. They hesitated, seeing in you a resilience and fervor that the powerful individual overlooked. Instead of moving against you, they began to observe you, acknowledging they were facing someone who is not destined to fall. Now, prepare for a revelation that will shake you to your core. The very person dispatched to obliterate your path has clandestinely switched allegiances. They are ready to expose the mastermind behind this entire operation. Having witnessed your strength, endurance, and unwavering refusal to succumb even under the heaviest burdens, they are now poised to approach you, not with malice, but with vital information. This information will clarify why a formidable figure ever felt threatened by your very existence. Your name has been mentioned in forums you've never entered, your successes have been deliberated by those you've never encountered, and your destiny has become a topic of discourse among individuals who underestimated your potential. Everything they devised is now unraveling, for the universe has decreed that their plot shall not touch you. The truth is surfacing. Remain still, vigilant, and alert. A storm, initially threatening to disrupt your life, is poised to shift in your favor. My beloved child, tonight, a fresh layer of truth emerges, sharper and more substantial than anything you have previously encountered. The individual dispatched to sabotage your peace and shatter your confidence has finally broken their silence, and their confession will tremble the ground beneath you. They have disclosed that the powerful mastermind behind this entire campaign did not act out of anger, but rather from a deep-seated fear, fear of your ascendance, fear of your triumph, fear of the influence you are on the verge of wielding. They have observed your growth from the shadows, and every advancement you made posed a threat to the empire they constructed on control and manipulation. You were never meant to discern their machinations. You were never meant to realize how meticulously they monitored your every step. Yet, the universe had other plans. The truth is no longer concealed. Pay close attention. The person initially sent to dismantle you has now emerged as a protector. They have disclosed that every attempt to unhinge your mind has failed because your energy proved too formidable to breach. They have grasped something that the powerful mastermind still refuses to accept: you are shielded by a force far greater than mere human intention. Every setback you have encountered recently, every peculiar barrier, every unforeseen emotional upheaval, was not coincidental. It was contrived. Designed to impede your progress so you could never reach the stage where your voice could resonate through entire systems. But destiny has reversed the narrative. The very individual tasked with undermining you is now unveiling private discussions, secret strategies, and hidden motives. They have witnessed documents, messages, and orders that were meant to remain concealed. Now, they are poised to divulge this information because they have come to recognize that you are not an entity to be feared, but one worthy of respect. This pivotal moment for you is further compounded by the revelation that, prior to turning against the mastermind, this individual was instructed to scrutinize you, your strength, your talent, your potential. They admitted something astonishing. The mastermind is convinced that you are on the brink of activating a destiny so monumental that it could eclipse their legacy. This belief is why they hastily acted, why they panicked, why they attempted to undermine you before you could fully comprehend your capabilities. But the universe safeguarded you at every juncture. And now, as the truth spills forth, the powerful individual is losing control. Their anxiety is mounting, their influence is waning, their plans are disintegrating. They are acutely aware that you are evolving into an unstoppable force. As the entire situation shifts in your favor with alarming speed, remain vigilant. A forthcoming revelation will be even more significant. My cherished child, as the night deepens, a truth long buried finally claws its way to the surface. This revelation is so profound that it will alter your perception of everyone around you. The individual who was sent to undermine your fate has divulged a secret so crucial that the mastermind never intended for you to discover it. They confess that the powerful figure, who has been monitoring your progress from afar, has been doing so not merely for a few days or weeks, but for years. Every breakthrough you have achieved, every time you rose after a fall, and every instance you surprised others with your fortitude, this person studied each of these instances, documented them, analyzed them, trying to forecast your next move because they understood, deep down, one painful truth: you are the only one capable of outshining them. However, what shattered their assumptions was a quiet metamorphosis transpiring within you. A transformation that outstripped their projections. While they anticipated you to break under pressure, you flourished. While they expected you to yield, you sharpened. While they thought you would fade into obscurity, you became an indelible presence. Now, this mastermind realizes they have made a grave error. They instigated a chain of events that is set to reveal all their hidden truths. But the revelations do not end here. The individual who switched sides and chose to bring the truth to light has shared a profound insight. They observed you closely before their betrayal, your resilience, your silence, your focus, your ability to weather storms without losing your essence. What astonished them was not merely your strength, but your kindness, your capacity to remain pure-hearted amid negativity. This quality is what caused their hesitation. This is what led them to abandon the plan. They declared with conviction, "I was dispatched to dismantle them, yet I found an individual impossible to obliterate." Such words struck the mastermind with the force of lightning because they signify the collapse of their entire operation. Every emotional trap, every calculated setback, every psychological assault, all crumbled because your spirit refused to yield. For the first time, this mastermind is gripped by fear, not of your potential actions, but of who you are becoming. They are aware that you are awakening to your true identity, stepping into a reality where no amount of manipulation or clandestine sabotage can impede your progress. The individual who once entered your life with the intent to disrupt your peace now stands between you and the mastermind, prepared to reveal all. And what follows is the ultimate transformation. This former antagonist has disclosed the final secret, one that the mastermind never wished to see the light of day. They confess that this powerful figure is no longer merely observing, they are panicking. The more they attempted to dim your light, the brighter you have shone. The more they sought to silence your voice, the louder destiny has compelled you to speak. The more they endeavored to weaken your spirit, the stronger your influence has become. Now, this powerful individual is acutely conscious that their dominance is fading while yours ascends at a velocity they cannot control. They have strived to retract the person sent to obstruct you, yet it is too late. Loyalty has shifted, truth has emerged, and their plans have crumbled. The universe has intervened, and the next step, unfolding at this very moment, will illuminate precisely why your destiny remains unassailable. Irrespective of how influential others believe themselves to be. They observed your resilience evolving into authority, your silence transforming into strength, and your pain refining into precision. It was in this moment that they panicked and resolved to act decisively. They aimed to intervene before you reached an irretrievable point, before you fully embraced a destiny that would overshadow all their past efforts. However, their strategy faltered for one crucial reason: the individual they dispatched to confront you recognized that your presence exudes an irrefutable force. They compared your energy to standing before an unstoppable storm. In that moment, they redefined their allegiance, prioritizing truth over manipulation, and this marked the beginning of the dismantling of the mastermind's intricate plan. A significant revelation has emerged. The defector has conveyed a final message that seals the fate of the mastermind's influence over your life. They disclose that the mastermind is losing control as events they dreaded are unfolding more swiftly than they can manage. You are rising, awakening, and stepping into an identity that they cannot undermine. The mastermind is acutely aware that their grasp is loosening, leading them to desperately attempt to retract their plan. Yet it is too late, their secrets are spilling forth, their intentions are being revealed. And their influence is waning. Moreover, the individual they once trusted has aligned with your destiny. This development is both simple and powerful. The universe has removed this struggle from human hands. The truth has emerged, the balance has shifted, and your path is clearing in ways that even the mastermind can no longer obstruct. Remain steady, for the next phase will clarify exactly how fate is poised to transform everything in your favor. My dear child, a profound truth emerges from the shadows tonight, and it does so with force. It crashes into your reality, demanding to be acknowledged. The person who defied the mastermind has unveiled the origins of this entire operation, revealing truths more weighty than anything before. They explained that well before any plans were laid or individuals dispatched against you, the mastermind had sensed something extraordinary within you, an aspect that defied the contours of your existing life, something far more potent than the path you have been following. They recognized that each time life endeavored to subdue you, you emerged with sharper clarity. Every emotional assault aimed to break you only fortified your resolve. Each attempt to silence you led to an even louder presence, devoid of words yet resonating powerfully. This realization terrified them. They feared the moment your inner potential would harmonize with your destiny, knowing that this union would render you unmanageable. Their fear morphed into obsession, prompting them to amass information not to understand you, but to predict your actions. Nonetheless, despite their analysis of countless patterns, one fact escaped their calculations: your spirit is inherently designed to defy expectations. You do not ascend merely by logic, you ascend by fate. Once the mastermind realized their inability to influence your destiny, their fear morphed into an urgent effort to impede your progress before your transformation proved irreversible. Yet, destiny had further revelations in store. The individual who switched sides imparted deeper insights into what they had witnessed that even the mastermind was ill-equipped to confront. They observed a dramatic shift in your energy, one that was neither subtle nor gradual, but as vivid as lightning in a serene sky. They noted that your presence began to amplify effortlessly. Small changes began to transpire. Opportunities that once eluded you suddenly gravitated closer, and individuals who had underestimated you began to feel apprehensive. Doors that had remained locked for years started to stir, as if preparing to yield. They recognized that your departure from certain people or situations left those environments dull, revealing that you had been the illuminating force all along. They witnessed you enduring emotional tempests that would have crushed another individual. Yet you navigated each with an unshakable resilience that defied explanation. It became clear to them that the mastermind's plan was doomed to fail, for you were not merely on the rise, you were activating. You were entering a narrative in which every setback serves as fuel, every betrayal breeds clarity, and every delay fosters alignment. They discerned this shift, felt its potency, and, on some level, recognized that the mastermind had miscalculated their adversary. They were attempting to thwart someone destined to prevail. They sought to break an individual forged from adversity, and silence someone whose essence is intertwined with destiny. This epiphany compelled them to shift allegiances, not out of benevolence but out of certainty that you were not someone to contest, but someone to support. Now, we approach a revelation that upends the narrative entirely. The individual who previously approached you with malevolent intentions has disclosed the ultimate secret the mastermind concealed even from those closest to them. They divulged that the mastermind's anxiety did not merely arise from your ascension, it originated the moment you ceased to diminish yourself. When you stopped justifying your existence, abandoned your pleas for clarity, and refused to accept less than you deserve, that critical shift in your energy sent shockwaves through those who once relied on your silence. The mastermind sensed this immediately, feeling you detach from old patterns and emotional traps designed to deplete you. This was the moment their panic ignited. Your refusal to shrink rendered you unpredictable and uncontrollable. Recognizing their inability to foresee your trajectory, their fear morphed into desperation. They attempted to intervene before your awakening could flourish, prior to your transformation becoming irreversible. Yet, destiny had already secured your future, impervious to human designs. However, the unexpected turn the mastermind failed to anticipate has arrived. The individual sent in your direction outlined something extraordinary, something they witnessed firsthand as they observed you from a distance. They noted that your energy did not simply rise like a gentle swell. It surged like a tidal wave. They observed you breaking free from emotional cycles that were meant to imprison you for years. They watched you sever ties with depleting influences, making choices that your past self would never have dared to consider. It was akin to witnessing someone emerge from an old life and embrace their authentic self. Perhaps most astonishingly, they realized that for every attempt to obstruct your path, life responded by elevating you further. Each closed door led to a more significant opportunity, every act of betrayal redirected you toward alignment, and every setback honed your focus. They remarked on the palpable sense that the universe was safeguarding you with an accuracy that no human scheme could withstand. They operated under the assumption that you were alone, vulnerable, and unaware of the subtle machinations at play in the background. What they overlooked was the fact that a devoted ally of yours intercepted their scheme, unveiled the hidden message, and rejected the notion of silence. The message was not simply to be taken at face value, it was strategic in nature. A specific individual had been assigned to undermine your state of mind, disrupt your tranquility, distract your attention, and seek to break you under pressure. However, as they approached you with ill intent, something remarkable happened. They hesitated, recognizing within you a strength and determination that the powerful individual had underestimated. Rather than act against you, they began to observe you closely, acknowledging that they were in the presence of someone not destined to falter. Prepare yourself for a revelation that is sure to resonate deeply. The very individual sent to obstruct your path has discreetly changed sides. They stand ready to unveil the architect behind this entire plot. Having witnessed your resilience, perseverance, and steadfast refusal to yield even when burdened by challenges, they are now prepared to approach you, not with hostility, but with crucial intelligence. This information will elucidate why a significant figure ever felt threatened by your very existence. Your name has emerged in circles you have never frequented. Your achievements have been discussed by people you have never met, and your fate has become the subject of conversation among those who underestimated your capabilities. All of their plans are now unraveling, for the universe has determined that their scheme will not touch you. The truth is emerging. Remain calm, aware, and attentive. A tempest, which initially appeared poised to disrupt your life, is set to turn in your favor. My dear child, this evening unveils a new layer of truth, sharper and more profound than anything you have previously encountered. The individual sent to sabotage your peace and fracture your confidence has finally broken their silence, and their revelation will shake the very ground beneath you. They have revealed that the instigator of this entire campaign did not act out of anger, but from a profound fear, a fear of your rise, fear of your success, and fear of the influence you are on the cusp of possessing. They have watched your development from the shadows, and each step you took represented a threat to the empire they built on control and deceit. You were never meant to uncover their schemes. You were never intended to realize how carefully they tracked your every move. Yet, the universe had alternate plans. The truth is now laid bare. Stay attuned. The person once tasked with your dismantling has now emerged as a guardian. They have confessed that each effort to disorient your mind has failed, as your spirit proved too resilient to breach. They have come to understand something that the powerful architect still refuses to accept: you are sheltered by a force far beyond mere human design. It dawned on them that opposing you was not only perilous but fundamentally impossible. Consequently, they renounced their allegiance to the mastermind's intentions and pledged their loyalty to the energy surrounding you. Not out of fear, but out of recognition that you were converging upon a destiny too formidable for interference. Now, the most electrifying revelation surfaces. The individual who sided with you has illuminated the mastermind's breaking point, the moment when everything unraveled for them. They recounted how the mastermind was recently shaken by news that struck at the core of their being, a prediction, a message, a warning. Whispers circulated through their inner circle, informing them that you are on the cusp of being chosen for something transformative. An opportunity, a connection, a doorway, something poised to propel you into a future far beyond the confines of their influence. They were alerted to discussions surrounding your name in unexpected, influential, and powerful places, the very arenas they sought to dominate. In that moment, the mastermind grasped an uncomfortable truth: your rising cannot be attributed to chance, it emerges from alignment, divine timing, unwavering resilience, and growth that cannot be reversed. They perceived signs that your emerging chapter is not only larger but inevitable. As the truth emerges, the mastermind recognizes they are losing their grip. Their influence is dwindling, their alliances are eroding, and their strategies are crumbling. What once constituted a threat to you has now evolved into the catalyst for your destiny's acceleration. Remain centered, my child, as the next phase will explicate the reasons your future is now safeguarded and untouchable. My dear child, the atmosphere surrounding your destiny is shifting as we speak, and the truths entering your life are sharper than any prior revelation. The individual who relinquished their loyalty has finally unveiled the mastermind's true intention behind their anxiety, a truth so potent that it alters not just the narrative but unveils the entire scenario. They expose that the mastermind was not afraid of the potential opportunities emerging for you, rather, they feared the powerful individuals who have recently begun to notice you, figures whose influence far surpasses their own. These individuals discern the extraordinary potential within you that the mastermind longed to conceal indefinitely. Upon realizing that these elevated forces began to acknowledge your talent, growth, and ascending energy, the mastermind recognized their imminent loss of control over the narrative they had constructed. They understood that once these new figures discerned your true worth, your entire existence would undergo a transformation beyond their ability to manipulate. This urgency compelled them to act, plotting, scheming, and dispatching someone towards you, not to harm you, but to prevent you from merging with the version of yourself meant to surpass every limitation they had attempted to impose. Yet fate was aligned in your favor. The individual who recalibrated their allegiance described something remarkable that they observed, a truth unnoticed even by the mastermind. They articulated, each time you perceived yourself as trapped or blocked, every instance of feeling drained or confused. You were not disintegrating, you were discarding the remnants of the persona upon which the mastermind relied. They witnessed you transcend emotional habits that previously constrained your potential. They observed you making choices grounded in strength rather than fear, rising in quiet defiance of the world's underestimation of you. The most impactful aspect they articulated was that, while the mastermind monitored your life, destiny was attentively tracking your evolution. It appeared as though the universe awaited your emergence into the very energy you now possess, the energy that makes you resolutely unfathomable, too heightened to deceive, and too grounded to be controlled. Upon realizing the permanence of your transformation, the mastermind's anxiety peaked, for once your internal shifts aligned, the convergence of external shifts became irrepressible. They were aware of this, as was the universe, and now, you know it as well. The subsequent revelation irrevocably alters the entire balance of power. The individual who revealed the truth has unearthed the mastermind's final fear, one they endeavored to bury even from themselves. They disclosed that the mastermind received a communication from someone of considerable authority, a message indicating that your journey will imminently intersect with a breakthrough so profound, so swift, so indomitable that no force will be able to obstruct it. A portal is opening for you, one not designated for the ordinary, but for someone with your exceptional fortitude. The mastermind apprehended that your ascendance transcends the personal, it is destined. They realized that each effort to distract you only sharpened your concentration, each attempt to confine you broadened your potential, and each endeavor to silence you amplified your voice. Consequently, their entire strategy has imploded under the weight of their fears. The individual they dispatched has unwittingly become your ally. The truth has burst forth, and destiny is catalyzing your progress at a pace that the mastermind cannot hope to match. Stay grounded, my child. The next segment will illuminate how this entire circumstance will facilitate the most significant breakthrough of your life.